Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices, and we're going to be looking at the DAX from the bigger picture because we're coming up to the referendum, and it's always good just to step back and have a look at sort of where we are in the situation, so we don't get too tied up in the intraday too much. So monthly chart. Primary wave 3, an A and a B and a C for wave 4 here, and this is all the same as the S&P 500 as well, of course. So we're looking for wave 4 here, 5 waves up to wave 5 here, primary wave 5, and we have intermediate degree 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. So we're looking to build off this low base here. So with that in mind, we move into the weekly chart here, and from wave 4 here, we're looking for wave 1 and 2, as you know, and now we're entering into wave 3. Wave 3 should be really strong and long, and it can even take us to 13,000 here. The 11.5 is a medium level in here, a bit of a odd sort of number, but there you go. So that will carry the most weight from 10,000 to 13,000, both major trading levels. So okay, so from wave 1 and 2 here, we've been building in on the daily here. Not the best wave 1 that we've ever seen, and it gave us a little bit of havoc because the indices tend to follow the banking sector, and the Deutsche Bank made new lows and so on, and they haven't been doing too good. I think they're going to be closing 180 retail shops as well. However, the indices held up reasonably well, and we used the AEX and the Stock 50 to help us through a little bit on this, and as a template. But we were right, and we know we've got the low in place here now, and we've been working this wave count to the upside here. And this is where, on the intraday basis over the next, UK referendum, that things can get a bit volatile as certain numbers, as the voting numbers roll in and commentary, unfolds and so on. It will be very headline driven, as you can imagine. So, personally I'll step aside, but good luck if you're in amongst it all. So essentially what we've been doing, and as you know, we've been looking for wave 1 to the upside. I thought we may have had it just in here, but it's extending up, so we can look to this next high in here as well. And we're looking for, once these 5 waves are done here, we're looking for 50-60% retracement level, or at least to the 10,000. However, we need to bear in mind that, we have this headline-driven market, and also, too, in Elliott terms, that we're in, this is minor wave 2 here, so we're in minor wave 3 now, and then we'll also be in minute wave 3 as well. So we'll be in the third of the third, and then we'll be looking for the third here. So once we've got this high in here, this becomes quite interesting, because because headline driven, it's going to be a little bit tricky to see, if it's going to pull back to the 61.8% and all the rest of it. But once this top is in play here, wherever it may be, and it may even be higher and so on, but once we get this in top here in play, and we get some type of spiky correction and so on through here, and it may be a really non-event as well, so we need to be open to everything. Don't get fixed on anything. But if once we got that first top in here, and then we got some sort of correction below that, make sure you go long above that top again. That's where you need to set the order, because that's where you'll catch the third of the third. Don't overtrade, so you can handle the heat on any sort of pullbacks and so on, and we can look to build in on that. So that would be a sensible, logical step forward in terms of the 4-hour chart, and working in from wave 2 here. We don't need those little ones there. So we got the turn right on the sort of 61.8% retracement level, basically, and we started to build from the upside then. Our target was at the 10,000. We're out at that, and I thought that it may have folded over from there, but it has pushed higher, but we're still counting 5. We still have to count 5 waves up into the next high, wherever the high is. We're starting to see the volatility come into the market now, so we know that there's a top close. I don't know if this is the actual top here, or we've got one more little top here. On the S&P 500 on the futures, I can see that we do have one more high to come into play, so we need to sort of expect that. But I don't think it's really all about that. I think it's about finding that high here, right? And then at the end of the day, the situation, let's copy that text there, is put that long trade on that top there. And taking that top out would be, you know, the next logical step as such. So keep that in your toolbox as a part of a plan here. Otherwise, you know, we're basically looking. Our plan was, you know, looking for 5 waves up here, looking for a nice ABC textbook correction if we get it. I doubt it. You never know. But and then going long from wave 2 again at the 61.8% mark here, and I've taken that probably from the highs there, or if not even the top here. Yeah, look, roughly in here somewhere. So just looking for a high in this little area here. So yeah, so that's sort of the game plan. We'll see how this sort of unfolds here. And we'll pick it up. It may even spike down to cover the gap. I don't know, but you know, the remain side of things is on the vote is looking positive. So yeah, okay. So that's sort of where we are, and that would be the game plan to go long above that high. Once that high is in place, you'll know it's in place because the market will be trading lower around, you know, below the 10,200. So on the 2-hour chart here, moving up through here. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and we're looking for wave 5. Now, as I mentioned, I've looked on the physical market and the futures and so on, but you know, it's possible to have the top in play here, but on the S&P, it's possible to have one more little high here, and also 2 here is possible to have a little high here as well. So I'm not quite sure about that, and there's different ways to count this as well. I can also count this with wave 3 sitting here and wave 4 sitting here, and if that's the case, then I definitely have 1 and 2 and 3, a really sharp pullback for 4, and I still need a top to come in here, or I still need a 5th wave to come in here. So I'm not quite sure how that's finished, but the volatility has begun, as you can see, and we just need to be mindful from here on in. So on the 15-minute chart, I've got a count that keeps this as wave 4. Probably not the case, I'm not quite sure, but then we've still got 1 and 2 here and 3 here. And I'll put the top of the 3 on this one here because that counts 5 here. Nice little 5 waves up in this structure here. So it'll give us the 1 and 2 in here, and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 here, truncated 5th wave. So I'd still expect one more wave to come into here. But if it was going to come into play, then we've already got 5 waves here basically. So a 50-60% retracement level would come to here, 3, 4, 5. It could be something like this here before we see that sell-off. Or we can have the top in here. I just don't know at this point in time here. I could say to you that if the 10,200 became the retested resistance, because that would be below the 61.8% mark, if that was the case, then you could be pretty much assured that the A wave is in play at that point in time. And then what we'd be looking for is to go long, well, you know, would have the long situation. If it got stuck under here, then we can call the top in. Okay, that's the main point. And I just want to talk about this for a second. I won't take too much time, but just so that would be our long trade there. But what we can do, if this is the high here, then we can bring that down to here. And we may, you know, if this gets stuck down here somewhere, you know, the time this comes down through here, it will probably be more like this sort of thing here, you know, with the bounce off this trend line or off this level and so on. Then we can bring the this down here on top of this one, and then this one. Do you know what I mean? So that's what we'll work through that. So if we get Friday and Monday with it, you know, down here, then that's fine. I wouldn't bother about sort of shorting it, even if it's a non-event, because we'd still, you know, it could just simply spike. You know, it could be a non-event, or it could be an event that's really sort of powerful. Our wave count tells us that we're going higher after we've pulled back here, so it could spike into this area here, or into this area here. We need to keep an open mind that it could be a non-event, or it may, it may not stay. Might be an exit from the community. So hopefully not. But at some point in history, those countries need to engage a lot more, to keep the peace, so to speak, and prosperity and so on. Can't stay in the dark ages forever. But still, let's just be open to spikes in the market. So yeah. All right. Well, that's enough rabbiting on. All the best. Cheers.